Hello and welcome to the cello tutorial for this beautiful Scottish melody, Auld Lang Syne. We're going to start by looking at the key signature, which has two sharps. We also want to note that we are 4/4 time and that it's marked slowly. So this is a beautiful piece of music where we're really going to focus on the tone of our instruments and also listening very, very carefully for how our notes blend in with others. So the first measure is an open rest. So we'll be listening, we'll be watching the conductor, and then we look at measure 2. Now you could do open D. And if you haven't played your instrument very long, that might be the best bet. But if you're able to, I would recommend going into position so that you could use vibrato. And probably the most comfortable finger for you to do vibrato on is your first finger. So shift to 4th position, make sure your thumb is on the side of the instrument, place your first finger right above, and that note will be D. If you're not 100% sure that you're playing the correct note, you can always match with your open D. Or, if you're really still not sure, you can have a tuner out. I like using tuner.ninja because you just put that into Google and it's a web-based tuner that you don't have to pay for. It's just right there on your screen. Okay, so when we play our first finger D in 4th position, and then you'll shift to 3rd finger B, 4th finger C. Now remember, it's a natural because in the key signature we have two sharps. So here's our first time we know that this is not fully just a piece in D major. This nice C natural, which gives it a modal feel. I highly encourage, as you're playing these whole notes, make sure you relax your arm when you're about to change because we want the bow to be as smooth as possible. Try and get your instrument to ring as much as absolutely possible. Looking ahead to measure 6, again, I don't think I would do open D because it'll be too harsh, it won't be beautiful enough. But because you have a C sharp in that measure, this time you want to make sure you use your 2nd finger on D. 2, 3. But if you do that, then you do have to shift back to 1st position to catch the rest of these notes. So if you feel comfortable in 2nd position, you can do 4th finger D, 3, 4, 1, and then you're ready for 1st finger B. It's a nice convenient position to be more melodic. Otherwise, you're going to have to chop it up. Let me show you what it sounds like on an open string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now let me show you where you have to have a shift in the middle of the musical idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now let me show you in 2nd position where you can do one beautiful musical idea with vibrato. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Definitely the most professional option. You have to think about where you are on the cello. Are you comfortable shifting to these positions? Are you comfortable shifting through? Are you comfortable making a long and beautiful line with your bow? Continuing on, again with all of these whole notes, let's make sure that we keep our bow moving. So in measure 7, we're on 1st finger B, 2, 3, 4, G. As I go from the B to the G, notice how relaxed my arm rolls from one string to the other. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Things to consider as you move from one string to the other. You have another opportunity from measure 10 to measure 11. You have F sharp. And we want to make sure that it's beautiful and connected. So let the arm flow from one string to the other. Otherwise, you get this. 2, 3, 4. And that takes away a lot of the beauty and that peaceful energy that you're trying to create with this piece of music. Let's keep going. If you find measure 11, 12, 13, 14, another opportunity for a few options. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4, open G. It's an option. Another option is to do a very fast shift from 1st position to 3, 4, 1. Go into 4th position with your 1st finger because then you can do 3rd finger A and then 1st finger D. And a that covers all of the issues with open strings. So again, if you're comfortable shifting, I would definitely consider moving from first position up into fourth position. I'll show you what that sounds like again. This is measure 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's a nice option. Added bonus, you're in fourth position, which means that at measure 18, where you have again the dynamic piano and the reminder to play legato. So even though there's a lot of rhythm going on in measure 18, we are going to play with a smooth bow stroke. We don't want this. We don't want that sort of harshness in our bow, but we do want to read the rhythm. Speaking of rhythm, let's figure this out. So in measure 18, I see an eighth note rest followed by an eighth note. Okay. Then I have two eighth notes barred together, but the second one is tied to the half note. Now, we know that the rhythm in any given measure is a mathematical equation to be solved. So I can quickly find the 4 beats, and I see the first eighth note is on the and of 1. 1 and then I have two eighth notes, 2 and, but that second eighth note is tied to the half note, so we want to sustain the note. So we're going to have 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. We're sustaining through beats 3 and 4. That rhythm happens over and over and over again. So once you find it in measure 18, you can find the same rhythm in 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, on and on. Once it's established, it's something that we're going to use over and over and over again. So there is one variation, and it is a tricky one. If you look at measure 21, you not only have syncopation, you also have a slur over a repeated note that's tied and therefore syncopated. So the bowing would be rest, and 2, and 3, and 4. Look at that again. 1, up, down, down, up. But it's all sort of in the idea of this very peaceful sound, so we're not going to add accents. Listen to what that sounds like. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Okay? Let's try that again. 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And once you have that rhythm, you have that little idea in measure 25 again, and in measure 31. Lots of repetitions. Okay. Measure 33 and 32, same rhythm as 28, 29, 30. It's just now we're changing notes. So 32 is a 1, and 2, and 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, 4. Same concept of eighth note divisions, and then a tie to a long note. Okay, every time I count rests, I look at what's about to happen. So at 36, you have 7 measures of rest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. By the time I'm about to join in, I want to make sure I'm paying attention to the pulse of the piece, and I'm subdividing the measure that's about to happen. So in measure 43, we have 16th notes, which means in 42, I'm counting 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1. So the 7 measures of rest, it's an opportunity to look ahead and to count. And then once you get to 45, I played through it, but you got to hear, it says soli. This is the big moment for the cello section. You get to play the main melody. You can choose. Which one do you think sounds better? Here's all first position. not comfortable doing vibrato, comfortable shifting, it's great. Like, let's call this a win. If you're playing everything in tune, you're doing the right rhythms, and you're playing from your heart with lots of emotion, that's great. If you happen to also be able to do shifting and vibrato, you can make this even more beautiful sounding because you're able to just get more out of the instrument. In 43, I would put myself in 4th position. Again, first finger against the cello, first finger above, and then I'm ready for the pickup to 45. I do 3rd finger B, first finger A, and then I would shift to first finger F sharp because it's going to make it a more of an emotional shift. And then I can cross over and do 4th finger D and then shift again to 3rd position, 3rd finger E and measure 46. And then at the end, cross on back over, A string, 3rd finger B. Again, first finger A with a nice first finger shift to F sharp. 4th position, first finger A, 3rd finger B. Now, I think it's nice to hit the D harmonic. I think that's a powerful sound. First finger A, shift, 2nd position, first finger F sharp, 4th finger D, shift to 4th position, 3rd finger E, first finger D, 3rd finger E. Now here, you have to make a couple of choices. You can shift back to 1st position, and then back to 4th, or you can reach up to F sharp, which is an extension in 4th position, and 2, and 3, 4, first finger D. What a nice piece to work on, to learn some positions, to learn some things with our bow, and to just make sure that we're subdividing to the 8th note and really paying attention to where the math lines up, musically speaking. Good luck, have fun practicing. I hope you found some of these ideas useful. Feel free to reach out to any and all teachers if any of those concepts don't make sense to you. Happy practicing, and remember, if you practice every day, by the end of the year, you'll be taller.